Hey affiliates, little busy. Your staff meeting's coming from my car, but that's okay. I've got some good things to say. I think basically it's every now and then I think about opening up another gym, starting one. Been even looked at some buildings around Tuscaloosa not too long ago. It ends up in my mind. I generally think I travel way too much to do that, but every now and then I think about it. So today's staff meeting is on what I would do if I were starting a gym. Hopefully some hints you can take. Maybe you'll get some ideas from it. First off, my location. I would probably start out, and this is starting from scratch, at a community center, YMCA, something like that, to where I don't have overhead and I don't have a lease and all that stuff. Till I got about 40 or 50 students, 40 or 50 members doing Krav. Then I would have my rent paid for before I even opened. I'd be breaking even right off the bat. So that's probably the way I would do that. Now, when I looked for a place, it wouldn't be a strip mall. It wouldn't be any place with high rent. I would be looking for a warehouse, an old warehouse. Hopefully, I could get the use switched over to what I want to do with it. We kind of embrace that warehouse look, kind of like CrossFitters do. We're just down and dirty, and there's no reason to put a lot of money into a location. I know some people, they want on a main street. Truly, if the difference is $2,000 from off the main street and on the main street, what you're getting for that $2,000 extra rent is what? Exposure, which is called advertising. I can take that $2,000 and do some much better advertising aimed at exactly who I want it to be aimed at. That difference in rent I could spend on advertising. And then, of course, when you got some money trouble, you don't have to advertise that month, but you've always got to pay that $2,000 extra rent if that's where you're at. Thing with Krav is people will travel, they'll look for you. Martial arts gyms, they pretty much, parents take their kids to the closest one, really, almost always. So they'll look for you if you're teaching Krav and you've got all the other stuff that we recommend. I would probably want 3 or 4,000 square foot minimum. I'd need 2 rooms. I truly believe that's the way to go. Have 2 things going on at once. At least after a year. For a first year, you could probably survive with just one. My advertising, I would do all the stuff we talk about. The Facebook, twice a week I would be on that with a tip or a technique of the week. At least twice a week I'd have videos. If you've watched the USKMA page, we've been doing that. Almost every day I'd try to post something. Now it's that give 10 before you ask for one, give 12 before you ask for one. Put these tips and these free things before you say, oh, and our intro is $19 for, we're running an intro special. 2 of you can come in for an intro for $19. You don't want to bombard them constantly with, give me, here's what we cost. Give them a bunch, then ask for one thing. Then give them a bunch of things, then ask for one thing. All the stuff Andy's been telling us to do on Facebook is what I do. I'd probably look at prices for billboards. We always had good luck with billboards. Some cities, they're just outrageously priced, however. What else would we do? Car wrap. I'd certainly wrap my car with a website with a fitness model on it. I'd do all the free stuff I possibly can. When I first started my gym I think it was the Gahanna gym, I spent 8 weeks every day walking around putting out flyers. Flyers in doorknobs, flyers in mailboxes. I think I almost got to 10,000 that I handed out. If you're not willing to do the legwork and you just think you can sit there and let people come to you, you're wrong. we did everything we could with the free stuff. The Craigslist, snipe signs, unless your city takes them off as soon as you put them in the ground. I would certainly bust my hiney to get the word out. Go do a bunch of seminars, do a bunch of just free things for the community. Anytime they have any kind of community gathering, parades or special things for Halloween. I mean, you're always at those. You're always getting your name known. Classes, I would certainly have a Krav Maga Level 1 class Monday through Thursday at 6:45 and Saturday morning at 10:30. Those are the prime times. That's when I want people there. I'd have an intro one weeknight, probably a Tuesday, and I'd have an intro Saturday morning. We'd have a cardio MMA and probably CrossFit, something like CrossFit anyhow. We'd have one of those every day. Now a member can come 3 things a day every single day. It's not like when they go to LA Fitness, they're not told, oh, you can come to these 2 days of the week for this 1 hour. That's it. So I would truly have a big choice of things for them to come to. And 1 or 2 a week, I'd have a BJJ class, a Muay Thai class, a boxing class, an MMA class. Just extra things. We always did this at our other gyms. Extra things for people to come to. Extra things. It makes the value, when they can see, oh, I can do all that for that one price. Yes, I would never have an add-on fee for anything. Do everything for one price. I didn't do this in my last gym, but now that I've seen it, especially at Longview, Texas, I would certainly have some handgun things. I would probably use airsoft, of course, but I'd have a couple of, like one basic beginner class, and they'd have to come to 2 or 3 of those before they could go to the RBT. The basic beginner class would be shooting targets, showing stance, and all that kind of stuff. The RBT, we'd be running through scenarios, concealed carry scenarios, even law enforcement. That's something I just put in my gym. I just think that's pretty cool, and if we're teaching self-defense and safety, I just think that would certainly be worth trying. I know they have something like it in a couple of my affiliates, but I think that would be an added value. Wouldn't cost a whole lot. Airsoft aren't that much, but the equipment, your face shields. But I think that would be a fairly popular class. Close quarter stuff. You're doing Krav and you have a handgun. Those would be things I would have in those classes. Of course, our free weapons seminar once a month, our free women's self-defense once a month. We're trying to become the place to go for self-defense and fitness. My staff, I had such an awesome one at Ohio Krav Maga. I bet I had 30 instructors that worked for me. Make sure it's not about you. You can never leave if it's about you. If everyone's disappointed when you're not there to teach. I love the fact that, a lot of the new students didn't even know who I was when I showed up. We had a good staff. One instructor and one assistant in every class. I like the various teaching styles. They may not like my teaching style, but I don't teach every class, so they got somebody they like coming the next day. Certainly I would do all the things, that we preach to our affiliates. I'd do a buddy day and some kind of seminar every quarter, to get people in the door. Added value, I think especially the buddy days, when people can bring in a friend, family member. Those people get, whatever, free intros, free t-shirts, free anything. Maybe even waive the sign-up fee if they sign up, but certainly get those buddy days rolling. And then the seminars, you could even, have advanced technique seminars. Your level 1 people will come to them. Makes a little extra money. Our intros, of course, we would do the exact same way. It's an intro and a class the same evening and a t-shirt, $19. That was always working like magic. And anytime somebody called, it would be, and we are running a 2-for-1 special with those intros. If you have a friend, both of you can come for that one $19 charge. You both get t-shirts. Absolutely, that'll just do that every single time. That'll increase your intros by 30-40% at least. My costs, 12-month agreement would be $96 a month with a $59 setup fee. And if they sign that night of their intro, they get their intro fee taken off of that setup fee. And what else we did? We'd give them maybe even focus mitts. I know my Longview, Texas group on their intro, they get focus mitts. That's pretty cool. At least a mouthpiece, wrist wraps, whatever else you would use in level 1. We don't use a whole lot of equipment, but we used to give forearm guards and that sort of thing. So give them a value. And then of course, if they don't want to sign that night, we're not high pressure. We usually would tell you what, if you would come back within the next 4 days, I'll still give you that fee off and the free equipment. And generally, we probably didn't get but 30 or 40% of people signing up that night, but we got, another 50% that came back that next 4 days. Don't tell them, don't talk to your husband, to talk to your wife, and, try to head off everything, all the arguments that they have. It's, we're not trying to rip them off. We're selling, we've got a good thing. People should want us, so I don't need to high pressure anybody. Month to month, I would have $126 a month and an $89 or a $99 setup fee. Make it available, but I certainly want them to aim for the 12-month. With that month-to-month, we certainly explain they need 30 days to cancel. We need to know that up front. They're going to get charged one more time. Blah blah blah. Truly, we had a great thing going with Ohio Krav Maga. I had up to 3 locations, about 760 members, running it that way. Watching my other affiliates, there are some things that I've learned. Again, I would add that firearms class for sure. Do the car wrap. I never did one of those, but man, Brandon in Florida is having a lot of luck with that. But truly, this is just my thoughts if I would start another gym, which sometimes I get pretty serious about, and who knows, it may still happen. But I hope it's giving you some ideas, maybe some things that you're like, oh, I haven't been doing that. I better get going with that, or that's a good idea. So if you have any thoughts, any concerns, absolutely get a hold of me. I'm a phone call away, an email away. Things we got coming up, our affiliate training weekend this year is April 4th and 5th in Las Vegas. So we hope to see a bunch of our affiliates there. It's free. We give seminars, money-making seminars, how to, last year we had a big one on social media, how to use that. We'll have some hands-on things. I'm probably going to run a seminar of all the curriculum changes we've had over the past year, get some reps in on that stuff. I know when we do instructor training, we get a lot of reps in, but then when I change it, maybe we don't get reps in. So, you know, absolutely, we'll have some guest speakers, some outside things. So, absolutely aim at that. And in January, mid-January, don't have the dates right at the tip of my tongue, but we've got that level 3 test, level 4 training for the group that's heading towards black belt. So don't forget that one. End of the last weekend in January in Jacksonville, Florida, we've got Rory Miller. If you missed him when we had him in Columbus, we're bringing him again. It's going to be that Introduction to Violence. It's a 2-day. It's phenomenal. The man's a thinker. Anything you need, get a hold of me, and I will talk to you next month. Take care.